Hello, Wood County, and welcome to the Swoop. We are your weekly campus and community sports show. I'm Zack Carreon, joined by my co-host Avery, Dowell. Coming up, we'll let you know if Bowling Green women's basketball was able to snap their losing streak against a struggling Western Michigan team.
Plus, we'll take a look at BG Baseball's trip to College Station.
All that and more is coming your way right now.
This is BG24 Sports.
Welcome again to the Swoop. Let's start things off with BG women's basketball. They faced off in another conference matchup last week. Covering the game is sports reporter Julius Van Ruin.
On Wednesday, the 15th of February, the Stro was host to a women's basketball MAC showdown between the Bowling Green Falcons and Western Michigan Broncos. Both teams struggling in the season, with the Falcons losing their last two games and the Broncos trying to snap a 5-game streak. BG started the game off strong, leading by 11 only 6 minutes into the game. However, the hot hand of the Falcons slowly cooled, and they only held a 2-point advantage heading into halftime. After the break, the game was all Bronco basketball. Western Michigan outscored the Falcons 20 points to 7 in the third quarter. The last quarter looked much the same, as the Broncos scored 3 3-pointers within a 2-minute span late in the fourth to give the Broncos the 21-point win. WMU were helped to secure the win, shooting an efficient 63% from the field in the second half compared to BG's 37%. The Falcons will play MAC rivals Kent State this Wednesday at 7 p.m. at the Stro. Reporting for BG24 News, this is Julius Van Ruin.
With the loss, BG falls to 6-19 with just 2 conference wins. However, a narrow win on Saturday over Miami gives BG the bounce-back win it needed. The win puts BG in 4th place in the MAC East. With only 4 MAC games remaining, a win in any of these contests would be huge for seeding in the conference tournament.
It was a big night for Jack Denny of men's basketball team. At the surface, it was just an 11-point scoring night for the senior guard and a 20-point road loss for the Falcons. But it was more than that. Senior leader and shooting guard Zack Denny passed the 1,000 career point mark on Saturday in Athens. It moved him to 42nd all-time scoring in BG history and gives him 1,005 career points. At Denny's current pace, he can move up into the top 40 in scoring by the end of his career. Other bright spots for the Falcons were freshman point guard Roger Caldwell, leading the Falcons in both points and assists with 12 and 3 respectively. DeMaggio Wiggins led the Falcons on the glass with 6 boards. Despite being a 2-possession game at halftime, the Falcons had their worst defensive half of the season in the second half. They gave up 54 points en route to a 20-point lopsided road loss. The Falcons fall to 11-16 overall with just 5 conference wins. Only 4 regular season games remain before the MAC tournament. So obviously, it's not looking like a BG, tournament. They're not going far in the playoffs.
No.
What can you see this team salvaging from this season, and what do you see them, bringing to next season as far as like talent, motivation?
Well, I'll tell you something. This team is talented, but they're young. Yeah. I mean, they have the seniors like Wes Garrett, Zack Denny. They're going to be gone next year. But the young guys, Dylan Fry, Roger Caldwell, they're going to have to step up, and they're talented enough to do it. They can win the conference if they really grind in the offseason and put this team in a place where they can actually win games. Mm-hmm. But you see losses like these where they're losing by 20 when it's close at halftime. They're giving up these huge second half points, and they can't do that, obviously. In the MAC conference, you got to play defense. Mm-hmm. And I think the coaches will tell you this, the players will tell you this, they're not great on defense, and they need to get great on defense if they want to win.
Yeah, we just talked about this, that points win games,
yeah,
but defense allows you to, hold on to your league and finish the W strong. So it's just rough to see, especially something like this where we had a lot of freshman starters. So leadership may have not been all there as far as as far as the starters go. It's a young starting team.
Yeah.
And that's has its pros and its cons. One of the cons is they're not used to playing at a high level defense are they used to playing in high school. Scoring is the same. It's easy to score individually, but when you're guarding somebody else, that's something that you have to take into consideration.
And we had multiple players in double digits, so they can score. I mean, we got shooters. Dylan Fry, he's a great shooter. Caldwell, he can shoot. DiMaggio Wiggins, he's good down low. But they need to come together and start putting, because we had multiple players in double digits. That's the fact. But if you're not playing defense and you're not getting the ball to everybody on the team, then you can't really win, because you can't make every single shot on every single drive. It's really it's impossible to do.
For next season, I see definitely the freshmen and sophomores stepping up and taking more leadership roles and taking more control of their team on the offensive side and the defensive side of the ball, as well as fouls and free throws and all that stuff. Definitely next year. They're just gonna have to get it done.
Yeah.
Just gonna have to get it done.
And they got to get.
You can't be losing 54 points.
You can't be losing like that, because you got to get it done at the line. This team has struggled at the line. I mean, look at DiMaggio Wiggins. He struggled in the past. He improved this year, but I mean, other players on this team struggling at the line. Those are free points. It's a free throw. You got to get those, and they haven't been getting those. They haven't been getting offensive rebounds. And DiMaggio Wiggins, he's been playing good down low, but I like to see him improve next year, start scoring a few more points, because he's their big man. We don't really have a center. We don't have really huge.
We have some big men on the team.
We got some. I mean, they're basketball players. They're big guys. They're big guys. But
everybody's over 6 feet.
We're talking about the D1 college level. We're gonna need more size down low, because we got the shooters on the outside, but it's really DiMaggio Wiggins by himself. I mean, we got Wes Garrett. He's a guard. Really playing a forward position. And we got Antoine Lillard. He's he can go either way. He can play guard. He can play forward. But he's really undersized at the D1 level. So I don't know what recruiting's looking like this year, but hopefully they're looking at some size, because we got DiMaggio Wiggins and really nobody else. And he hasn't been playing great, so he's going to need a lot of help.
So the formula for next year is A, get some size, to B, score about 10 more points per game, so you're out of the 70 range, get you in the 80 range, make sure you score more competitive, and having these freshmen step up, and sophomores step up.
And key, play defense. I want to see them slapping the floor on defense. I want to see them be grinding. I want to see people get in people's faces. I want to see rejections. I want to see blocks. I want to see steals. This team has gotten some steals this year, which is a plus. But I want to see more of that, some more defense. I want to see some big blowout wins, because they really don't get those blowout wins. And I want to see a specific guy, Dylan Fry. I think he's going to be big. A few more years of developing. He can almost dunk. I've seen him dunk in like warm-ups and things, but he's never dunked in a game. He's getting there. He's almost got that bounce. But I think pretty soon, Dylan Fry, he's going to be able to shoot. He's going to be able to drive. Once he puts that all together, he's going to be a star in the MAC conference, one of the best players, as well as Roger Caldwell, a very young point guard. He came up clutch against Kent State, sinking that critical three. So we got these young guys, talented young guys making these huge plays.
I'm excited.
It's going to be huge.
You just convinced me that we're going to have a winning season.
I don't know about a winning season next year. We'll be floating around 500, so I think.
We're about 500 right now.
And I think
about 47% win percentage.
I think we can improve upon that, and then we'll see. But let's talk about some baseball.
All right.
The BG baseball team traveled to Aggieland this past weekend for a 3-game series to open the season. Texas A&M opened ranked as number 20 in the country. The Falcons hung close for the first few innings, but the Aggies blew it open with 4 runs in the 6th inning. BG tacked on 1 late run to end the shutout, but BG lost 15-1 in their season opener. The following day, the Falcons played a doubleheader against A&M and lost both games by double digits. BG junior infielder Derek Drews and sophomore infielder Riley Minorick are leading the season early in RBIs. Junior infielder Randy Ryder started off the season hot with 5 hits through 3 games so far. These 3 early losses should have almost no effect or indication on the upcoming season. Texas A&M is a star-studded team loaded with pro potential. BG looks to get back on the track and play some winnable games this Friday in Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah, and this is something we expected. You know, when sports teams like baseball, basketball, football play these early season games, they're playing it to get money, and you're usually going to play against a larger school with a large endowment and a large budget for their athletics. So we expected this loss, but man, did they lose? They earned their money. They earned their money because 2-19, 2-16, and Sometimes not even scoring, that's pretty rough.
It's not good. It's not good. But I think a lot of people expected maybe not to lose as bad as they did, but I don't think anybody was picking them to win these games. BG baseball, they're not known for being fantastic.
Yeah,
I mean they can win games every now and then, and they could do well in the conference. But when they play teams like Texas A&M, they got guys that are maybe going to Major League Baseball. We don't have any of those guys on our team. That's the fact. That's the harsh fact. But they're going to play a tournament in Tennessee this Friday with more teams that are at their level. Texas A&M is way above their level, and I think this is going to be a real indicator of how they're going to play this season.
True. And like you said, BG baseball isn't known for being a fantastic sports team. One of our premier sports teams that we look at and we say, oh, like hockey or somebody.
Yeah.
But I think they have a lot of potential. I've been talking with the boys, and they're excited for this year. But I would just love to see their MAC play increase and win a few more games. If you always win one more games during your tournament, your winning percentage automatically is going to increase.
Yeah.
So I think that's something to consider, and I'm excited to see what they do.
And I think their struggles, they're going to use that as motivation this year.
Oh, yeah.
Because they've been struggling year after year after year, and eventually you're going to get tired of it.
Oh, yeah.
You keep getting pushed, you're going to push back. And I think this team, hopefully they have some fight in them and they can push back. I want to see them get some big wins here in this Tennessee tournament. We got schools that they can actually play with, and that's going to help them go into the MAC conference, win some games, and hopefully finish closer to the top of the MAC conference rather than the bottom, which they've been doing recently.
Yeah. I'm ready for them to shock us. Let's go on to the next segment.
Yeah, maybe they can take some inspiration from softball.
They sure do. So the BG team played in the Charlotte First Pitch Classic tournament over the weekend. The first game on Friday ended the undefeated season for the Falcons, and another loss later in the day kept the Falcons winless so far. The following day, BG won both games against St. Bonaventure to even their tournament record at 2-2. On Sunday, the Falcons played Charlotte, and a seventh-inning comeback fell short, leaving their record at 2-3 on the weekend. BG redshirt junior infielder Chelsea Raker is leading the team early with an impressive 14 hits and just 30 bats. She is also leading with 14 RBIs. The Falcons head to Lafayette, Louisiana this Thursday for a 5-game tournament. BG currently sits at 6-3 on the season.
That's all we have for our show today, and I hope you enjoyed it. You can check out more highlights and stories at bgfalconmedia.com, or you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter at bgfalconmedia. Don't forget to tune in every Monday for more highlights and stories of your favorite BGSU sports. For Avery, Dowell, and myself, and our entire crew, thanks for joining us. We will see you again next week. Same time, same place. See y'all.